So everybody wants the latest and greatest in yo-yo technology. And because yo-yos and yo-yo designs are more innovative than they've ever been, that constantly changes. And the more that changes, the more the question comes up. Are 60mm wide yo-yos actually worth it? Well, we will be covering that topic and figuring out if that is true or false, because I will be trying out thin and wide yo-yos and seeing if for your next competition-based yo-yo, should you get a 60mm wide yo-yo. Hello guys, so this is going to be the segment of the video where I'm actually trying out these yo-yos. So, basically I have a thin yo-yo. This is the Deviant. This is the original Deviant. I'm sorry, Brandon Vu, it is kind of thin, but anyway. So I'm going to be trying out this yo-yo and then like a normal width yo-yo and then like a super wide yo-yo. So yeah, starting off with the pretty thin yo-yo. So we'll be going through the pros and the cons. Okay, con. When you were doing these really intricate bass string tricks, like, there's more of a chance that you're gonna miss the string, like that. So, like, with thinner yo-yos, like, if you're doing a lot of, like, horizontal tricks, when you're hitting the strings, that takes a lot of precision. And, like, the thinner the yo-yo gets, the harder it is to, like, just reliably hit it on the string. Like, if you don't have that kind of precision, like, and you're like, if you don't have that kind of precision when you're doing horizontally, you're gonna mess up. Like, if you're doing horizontal, I don't even know how to do any horizontal. But, like, when you're doing that, if you miss a string, the yo-yo just dies. Like, you can never not hit a string. Like, it has to be constantly going, you know? So that's a con with thin yo-yos. A pro of thin yo-yos. This thin yo-yo in particular isn't really good for this category, but a pro of thin yo-yos usually is they are better for string rejections. Like yo-yos that are thin, they are typically pretty rounded. This one in particular, the Deviant, is very, very angular, but like a yo-yo, maybe like the DV888, that thing's super small, but it's really good for string rejections, and it's just really good for like tech tricks and stuff. Like, this thing is like dense, heavy, like good for speed combos and stuff like that. But so yeah, those are the pros and cons. Actually, we can probably do a couple different categories before we move on to the next one. Okay. Let me think. So, like, another pro of, like, thin angular yo-yos is that typically when you don't have to worry about that extra width, you don't, like, it's easier to make a smooth yo-yo that's thinner. Like, the Deviant, I actually dinged this yo-yo, so it's kind of vibey, but the Deviant is a really, really smooth yo-yo. Like, out of the box, this thing is basically dead smooth. Like, without unscrewing it, which I did that, and without dinging it, which I also did that, this yo-yo is dead smooth, and that makes sense. A thinner yo-yo is less likely to vibe because, like, you don't have that extra material that can make it vibe. So that's another pro of thin yo-yos. Oh my gosh, I got a snag. Alright, moving on to the next yo-yo. Yes, I know this is technically a plastic yo-yo, but this yo-yo is 50 millimeters, 53 specifically, 53 millimeters wide. And that's a little bit wide, but I would say it's honestly pretty average for yo-yos nowadays. Like, it's not super wide, but it's not anything, like, it's not super thin. This is like where everybody's kind of comfortable at, this isn't something crazy like the Deviant 6, but it's also not super thin like the original Deviant. So this is just a good kind of width for yo-yos. Everybody just kind of likes this width. It's basically good for everything. Like, the technology has gotten so good. I dinged this, but you can make them pretty smooth. Again, I dinged this and it's plastic yo-yo, but you can make them pretty smooth when you're going into this width. The added width adds added catchability when you're doing like horizontal and stuff. So yeah, this yo-yo width is just, basically there's no cons with this. Like, unless you're doing like tech and stuff, honestly, this is just like a good width, you know, like everything is just good. So yeah, this is a typical yo-yo width. Also, I've been practicing this trick. Hold on. Bro, of course when I'm actually showing you guys, I can't land it. But this trick, the laceration bind. Okay, when you're doing it with wide yo-yos, it makes it really easy because you don't really have to pay attention. Like, you can just kind of trust that it's going to go into the gap. But what do you guys like of that trick? Is that trick good? Yeah, I think it's fun. Anyway, so now on to our super wide yo-yo. This is the Yo-Yo Champion Super G. If you compare it to our thin yo-yo, it completely dwarfs it. I mean, like, insane. So, this thing is 56 millimeters wide. So it's, I think the plastic cheat code that I just showed you guys, I think this is 53? So this is 3 millimeters wider. No, that seems like way too much for 3 millimeters. Anyway, yeah, this thing's crazy. So, the first thing is that, for some reason, it's pretty darn smooth. Like, it's like a cone, dude. This thing is ridiculously wide, but it's pretty, I mean, it's not amazing. Like, on first throw, it's pretty vibey, but I mean, if you touch it, like, that's silky smooth. It's kind of crazy. And also, that extra width when you're doing string tricks, like, I know you guys seen this a million times, this thing. I mean, it just makes it really, really easy. Like that last part where I go from, like, here and I go like that, or, hold on, wait, what is that part? Oh, shoot, I just got a knot. Shoot. Okay, one con with super large yo-yos. Oh my gosh. Like, when you're doing tricks, when it, like, involves a lot of strings, and, like, most of the time that's tech combos, but sometimes it's speed combos. Like, complicated speed combos, sometimes that's, yeah. So, like, when you're doing stuff like that, it's very, like, there's a very high chance that it could be, like, that it could be, kind of get in the way and, like, land on more than one string. Now, sometimes that's really good. Like when I'm doing stuff like boom, 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 and then I go from here to here, or, bro, like, sometimes that's a blessing, but sometimes it's a curse, because, like, when you're trying to land on a specific string, sometimes these super wide yo-yos can't really just land on one string. Like, that's kind of a con, but, and most of the time, they're kind of crappy on stability, but, like, the technology is so good that that's pretty good stability. Like, it's not bad at all. So, like, to summarize it, do I think you guys should get a 60 millimeter wide yo-yo, and, like, try to supercharge your yo-yo practice? Do I think that? No, I don't think it. I know it. You guys definitely should get in this stupidly wide yo-yo thing. Because yes, there's some cons to it, like sometimes you're gonna land on multiple strings and stuff, but like if you do just get used to it, I finally landed that, but if you do just get used to it, then it's so much better. It's just if you do get used to it, if you could get used to the whole landing on multiple strings thing, then you have a yo-yo that's easier to catch than anything else. So, final verdict, do I think you guys should get stupidly wide yo-yos? Yes, I do. I do, especially if you're planning on competing in the new like meta and everything and like recent contests. Dude, everybody else is using wide yo-yos. You are at a disadvantage if you don't. So, yeah, that's what I think about 60mm wide yo-yos. Peace out, bro. See you in the next one.